So I was sitting the other day and I was in the middle of journaling actually and just trying to figure out why I had this feeling of like background angst. You know that feeling when you just, you're doing the thing that you know you're supposed to be doing, but you still feel like you're not doing enough? And then you think about, oh my god, I've got to do this later. Oh fuck. I've got to go to the gym. I've got to cook dinner. I've got to plan for tomorrow. Oh, fuck's sake. Like, do you ever get that feeling? I know I do. All the time. Even still. All the time. But there has been one thing that stuck out to me the other day, something that happened to me and just kind of made me go, it just like switched a light in my head. And I realized something that I think I will carry on for the rest of my life as the phrase that will stop me from feeling that disgusting sense of pressure that seems oh so necessary these days. So welcome to the pod. I'm Jordan. I am a 23-year-old young man living in the Northern Rivers. I am building my van currently from my mother's house and doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast now. So welcome. Today we're going to dive into that phrase. We're going to dive into where it came from, why it's so powerful, and all the different ways that you can apply it to your own life. Now, the phrase itself, it's going to sound maybe a bit underwhelming, but it's very, very simple. Don't take advice from people less happy than you. Literally, that's it. Just let it sink in for a second. Don't take advice from people less happy than you. I forget exactly who said it or what, where it came from. But I've always been somewhat, not intentionally, but I always have seemed to be quite rebellious to the things that people try to tell me to do. It's just always to my detriment sometimes, but mostly to my benefit. I have this thing where it just doesn't feel right to listen. And when I do, I always get myself in a bad position. Anyway, it came up specifically for me the other day because my mum and I had a deep conversation. We were talking about things, we were having a great time. And then all of a sudden she hits me with Jord, you need to work more. That's what every aspiring artist wants to hear from their parents. Isn't it? When she said that to me, I was like, I always do my best to let things kind of wash over me. I was in a state that day where I was particularly down. I was feeling all of that background stress. I wasn't getting work. Airtasker was like, I'm cold, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm fucking freezing cold. I was going to get more clothes, but I was like, fuck it, no, I'm going to stop getting distracted. But if you see my teeth chatter, that's why. I was sitting there, just letting that thing that she said wash over me, and felt the weight of it. I'm pretty sure I hit her with like oh yeah, no, I will. Yeah, no, I'm working on it. Airtasker's a bit dry right now. I'm doing Airtasker. It's like the best way for me to work for myself in the meantime, while I get game dev off the ground and hopefully get this off the ground. So the next day, I got myself a gig on Airtasker. Still feeling all this stress, like I had so many things that I would rather be doing, like, and some part of me knew that my vibration is the most important thing, but that seemed to kind of drift to the background because I was worried about money. I was worried, like my mum just told me that I've got to be earning more money too. Like she's like one of the biggest influences in my life. Of course I'm going to fucking listen. And anyway, it just didn't feel good. But I got another job. I lined up a few things that week actually. And that job ended up being just fucking shit thing after shit thing. Like the universe that entire day was fucking punishing me. I was in like low vibration all day long. I woke up with the stress. I went into town with the stress. I fucking was messaging this dude with the stress. The dude didn't show up on time. He wasn't getting back to me in time. The weather fucking started to be really bad. It was just shit after shit after shit, and I was like, oh my god, this hasn't happened to me in so long. I've been smooth sailing for so long. And what the fuck's going on right now? Why is the universe against me today? Later that day, after probably the shittest work day I've ever had. The dude was fucking rude. He was, wasn't happy with the job I did. It was layers on layers, man. He wasn't that rude, actually. I think I mostly perceived it that way because of the state that I was in, but besides the point. It was a shit day. So I came home and just like flopped the fuck out. And I told my mum, and you know what she said? She said, you know what, Jord? You let it all get to you. You let the pressure get to you. I was like, Mom, are you fucking kidding me? You were part of this. But soon, I realized that it was not my mum's fault. She was just looking after me. She was just doing what she thought was telling me the advice that seemed most applicable, and it was. It seemed to be the solution to my problem, to my feelings of money worries and things. I got myself into such a low vibrational state, worrying about all of this different stuff, that I put myself to the side. I put my vibration and the importance of raising my vibrational energy, my happiness, my joy, I put all of that to the side for money, to work more. And it fucked me over. It fucked me over big time. So, it led me to do a bit of reflection, of course. You don't just go... I mean, some people kind of, you shouldn't go through your life and every single time something bad happens, just shove it under the rug, watch Netflix and fuck it off. This is what shadow work is seeing the mistakes, seeing the bad things that you do, and just being like, yo, that's a part of me. It's probably important that I figure out how to accept that about myself and not do it again. To act more intentionally next time. So that's what I did. And my rebellion was playing in with this. And my rebellion always has this feeling. I think my rebellion and my shadow go very much hand in hand. And we basically came up with, my shadow and I, basically came up with, why the fuck are you taking advice from people that are less happy than you, man? Now, my mum's a happy person, but she's not living the life that I want to live. She's not exactly as happy as maybe I strive to become, or just am, even, through the way that I live normally. So, why did I take that advice on board? It makes sense why I did, but when you actually unpack it and look at it, it doesn't make any sense. And this shit goes deep. This shit goes really, really, really deep. We don't even know how much stuff that people are telling us from a young age. Society is telling us, teachers, even just the education system in general, social media, everything is telling you, yo, you need to get a job. You need to work X amount of hours to save up Y amount of money, so that just in case Z apocalypse happens, you can pull yourself out of it. And I mean, like, yeah. It has a certain amount of validity, that statement. And I'm sure lots of people are doing that, and I'm sure lots of people are effective at doing that. But for me as an artist, for me as someone living a free kind of lifestyle, it just doesn't really resonate with me so much. It doesn't resonate with me as much as living my life in high vibration and doing things that bring me joy. So when I realized, when why are you taking advice from people that are less happy than you washed over me and like really sank in, I was like, fucking true, brah. Why am I listening to this? And it really, like, as soon as I said it, I felt it in my whole being. I just felt this sense of like, oh my God, like, you know those moments, when you get those moments of clarity and just like it makes you feel like you've just been pulled out of the mud. That is literally what this statement did to me. I pulled myself out of the fucking mud. And I apply this now to everything that I do. It was like, oh my fucking God. What have I been doing, and how deep does this go? How much of my life have I gone without realizing that I'm doing things that I don't even really want to do, for reasons that people tell me I should be doing them, and not for things that are actually making my life any better. Like, we're told you've got to get this much amount of money for rent, this much amount of money for food. You've got to have this much amount of savings so that later you can do this and be safe. I kind of just touched on that before. But in reality, if you know anything about the law of attraction and what is actually, if you look a little bit deeper, I'll put it like that. If you look a little bit deeper into your heart, into your feelings, into your emotions, you'll see that those things are all on the surface. They're all kind of making you less happy. Can you tell I've got notes this time? I'm looking over to my notes. Hey Fraser, I see you. I'm not gonna answer your questions because not yet. I'll answer them at the end. I'm on a tangent and have an actual plan. So yeah, I hope that that's okay with you. Fucking better be, because I'm not gonna worry about it anyway. No, but I'll answer them at the end. Anyway, I'm not the first person to say this. There's a few people out there that kind of say similar things. Like, do what you want to do. It's basically the gist of it. But I think for the rebellious ones, I know that I assume that Leos tend to be quite rebellious, based on my dad and I, and the other Leos in my life, actually. I think it really hit me because it's like, oh my God, you've been taking the advice of the very people that you know shouldn't be giving you advice, or you at least shouldn't be listening to, because you don't want to be like them. The wind blew my page over. Hang on. Thanks, Fraser. So, to apply this to your own life, maybe this will help you. You've got to ask yourself the question, like, first of all, it's like, how much of what I'm doing is because someone else told me I should be doing it? It's confronting. It's a little bit confronting. Because you've got to really challenge all of your mentors, your mum, your dad, your cousins, sisters, brothers, best friends, people that you look up to. You've also got to ask yourself, how much of that did I make up based on what I was watching them do? Like, mum and dad are going to work for 36 hours a week each. Dad's sometimes doing 70. Like, I need to be doing that. Even things like the amount of money you should have saved. Even things like the amount of money you should be spending on this or that. You got to take a deep look at this shit, because it's really, like, it goes deep, man. And you'll be shocked at the layers that you uncover. You'll be shocked at where you have fucked yourself over versus other people even. And that's the hardest part. Looking at you, Leos. That's the hardest part. Because we all like to think that we're fucking perfect. I think that's a regular person thing. I don't know if that's specifically just for Leos. Most people do that. Right? Most people do that, right? So I kind of realized, like, I was taking the advice of my mum and my dad. I was taking the advice of, like, you know, my entire family. My sister's a fucking lawyer. So, you know, it's not exactly like everyone's telling me I should go and play guitar by the water every day for the amount of time that I want to do that. Why would they? They kind of, like, the vibration stuff isn't as somehow, for whatever reasons, you know, varying reasons, is not as important to them. It's fine. It is just how they are. But now it's like I'm an adult and I make my own decisions and, like, have to form my own world opinions. Sadly, sometimes. So the vibration is actually, I've realized, is the most important thing to me now. So, yeah. How did that shape my goals? How did that shape my amount of stress and my decisions over the years? Looking back and reflecting, my entire childhood was based around go to school, work, become as fit and as, like, sexy as possible, like and as strong as possible to fit in with the man aesthetic. Make enough money that you can go out with your friends and buy food and pay for your girlfriend's dinner, buy her rings and shit. I was a big spoiler. How things have changed. No, they actually haven't changed at all. I'm a big spoiler still. But nothing like I used to be. Fucking hell. It's more like love bombing than spoiling before. I bought my fucking 15-year-old girlfriend, or like 14-year-old girlfriend or some shit, a diamond ring. Like, fuck, bro. Anyway, this is besides the point. And then I went through school, and then I went to the Air Force, like, stuff. I went and did all the Air Force stuff to get into the Air Force. And that was just what I was conditioned to do. And I don't even know if I really wanted to do that stuff. It seemed like I did. But really, I just wanted more money and more approval at the end of the day. And that carried on into my adult life in very sneaky ways. Very, very sneaky ways. It led me to work more. It led me to do a lot of things. And there was a big chunk of time, even after school, where it's only actually really recently where I've come to the realization that there is nothing else for me to do except what I want. Make the things happen that I want to happen. And also feel good. There is nothing else to do except feel good. And any other thing that you're doing is literally wasting your fucking time and sapping your energy. Everything. Everything that falls outside of the realm of feel good. And I'm not talking about exercise and shit. I'm not talking about when you go to the gym you feel like, struggle. Or if you're working on a project, you feel stress. This, that's for a greater cause. That's for something that's bringing you joy, ultimately. So that's the type of thing that's, that's okay. To a certain extent, that's okay. But 90% of the time, and the other 10% is that healthy stress, 90% of the time you should be feeling peace and joy. 90% of the time. How much do you actually feel peace and joy? I bet you couldn't even say 50% of the time. And I'd say 70% of the time would be maybe like top 5% of the world can say that they are actually happy and at peace. And, it's funny because your mind's coming up with all these excuses right now. And mine does this all the time too. But I've kind of, I've done some work to break through that. But it still pops up. It just fucking still pops up. Your mind's coming up with all these excuses that's saying, hey, no, well, I've got this responsibility and I've got that responsibility. If you're a parent, if you have a disability that is so incredibly life impacting that there is nothing you can do about it, I think that, I don't know jack shit about that, so I'm gonna just put that here right now. Fraser, I know that you have kids. I know that multiple people watching have kids, and that's a different ballpark that I got no fucking clue about. So I'm gonna just... But for the other fucking most amount of people that will probably be watching this, y'all ain't got an excuse anymore. It's time for you to start feeling good, because you know what? Do you think that if there is a God, which, I mean, come on, like, whether you believe in Christian, whatever, if you think there's something, like, whatever spiritual thing made this entire experience, do you think that they did that so that you could feel like shit for 90% of your life and then look back on your life and be like, oh, I did nothing? I don't think so. Like, think about it. Let it sink in. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be at peace. Do you think the cat's stressing about the fucking bills? Do you think that fucking fruit fly that keeps buzzing around is worried about his car breaking down and not being able to pay it off? Or having $6,000 in the bank? Obviously not. But do you think he's banking up anything in the realm of fruit fly? I don't fucking think so. So, how do you tell if someone is giving you advice that you should be listening to? Well, it's pretty simple. When you think about what you need to do to apply that advice. Is it simple? Does it give you less stress? Does it make you feel better? Is that person as happy as you want to be? Or even happier? Do they have the amount of money that you want to have? Do they have the fucking, I don't know what people are into? Fuck, what am I into? Do they have the van of your choice? Do they have a multi-million-dollar game on the marketplace? If yes, consider it. But still, grain of salt, take it with a grain of salt. If it makes you feel like you have to do something so far out of your means, or something that's even like, oh God, I've got to do that, don't listen. or listen and just be like, okay, thank you. Thanks for the advice. I will think about it. Or just active listen and say nothing. Change the topic. So, moving forwards, when someone gives me advice now, you have to listen to people. You cannot just ignore them and be like, and think that you're better. It is always good, because even if it's not advice that you can apply, you should still listen to it and at least let it run through you. But if it makes you feel worse, more stressed, more negative, toss it. Just toss it after you've tried to take it on. So, what is it like now for this boy? What is it like now for this boy who gets up and does what he wants? I don't have that much money. I don't have that much at all, really. But what is it like now for me to take my own advice and for me to live the lifestyle that I want? And how does it compare to before? Well, first of all, I don't have this overwhelming sense of stress all the time. It floats in and out, but it's not constantly like, I'm not doing something that I like and then feeling like I should be doing something else anymore. And that is one of the best things. That is like that small switch. It makes you remember why life is actually good. It makes you remember, like, this is how I'm supposed to feel all the time. Or most of the time. It gives me a sense of, like I'm leading myself. It gives me a sense of confidence and like I am not someone's fucking slave. Yeah. The things I used to think that I would get peace from, like having money and all this stuff, and like, don't get me wrong, money is good. Like, it's great. When you've got it in the bank, it's like, whew, still feels good. But when it's not in there now, compared to before, now when it's not in there, I'm like, well, okay, the money isn't in there right now. There is a reason. There is a flow that is happening here, and I need to go and do something that is going to raise my vibration so that an opportunity can pop up for me. Now, like, obviously, you can't just be sitting in a cave or sitting at home or fucking gaming all day and, something's going to pop into your lap that's going to give you money. It's not how it works. You obviously have to put in some groundwork. For me, that looks like Airtasker. For me, that looks like scrolling on Airtasker to see what's available for me to do. What jobs are going around. It looks like me getting myself out in the world, doing a high vibrational thing like journaling in the cafe, for example, is one of my favorite things to do. There's this beautiful cafe where I'm at in the Northern Rivers, and fuck, I go there almost every day, and I feel such a connection, such a sense of coziness, and like, wow, this is the life. And I have such a beautiful creative channel with my journal that it's like one of the most vibrationally raising activities that I do. It's great. Why did I... What did I do now versus before? Now when I'm feeling that stress about money, I will go and do something to raise my vibration instead of desperately searching for ways for me to get money. One of my questions that I have here for myself is, how has choosing peace over fear shifted how I spend my time? Mate. I'm doing all the things that I want to do all the time. I'm either making a podcast, or I'm fucking in the cafe sipping coffee, journaling, or I'm fucking playing guitar, or I'm making a video game, or I'm drawing, or I'm fucking doing backflips, or I'm fucking dancing at this crazy hippie dance thing that I go to, or I'm fucking, lining up this event, or I'm seeing this friend, or like, or I'm doing, I'm doing work like Airtasker. I'm just like helping some rando move this, or helping someone lift this, or making a video for someone, or like I'm doing things I want to fucking do all day, every day. That's how it's fucking shifted. Feels like I'm living in heaven. I'm 23, man. I don't know, like, I've got not much money to my name. I have some assets. I have a beautiful van. I have a beautiful mother that looks after me. But even if my mum wasn't here, I would still have that van as like a house. I've got my computer. I've got all the things that I, had to work for. But yeah, I'm always doing things that I want to do. Versus before, when I would just constantly, as soon as I feel that feeling of anxiety, I'd be like, oh God, I've got to get more work. Fuck. Shit. And just like scroll Airtasker, scroll fucking employment opportunity. What's it called? What's that Australian employment thing called? Job seeker? No. Whatever. Searching the employment websites. If you just compare those two things, like, you should be sold on it already. So, that's what my piece looks like now. Now, as for my, like, legacy, big picture statement, the thing that I'll conclude on. Basically conclude on, before I get into the chat and answer your questions, which you guys have been absolutely zooting in there. Also, it's very dark. I'm gonna fucking lighten that up a little bit, eh? Seek. Thank you, Fraser. The employment thing is called Seek. My big picture reflection for the people that watch this in the future It's like, this is one of the things that I also contemplate very often. What's my life going to look like from my deathbed? When I look back, while I'm sitting there and that thing's going beep, 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 am I going to look back and be like, holy fuck, Jordan, you lived every day to the fullest, man? Or am I going to look back and say, oh, fuck, the entire fucking time. The entire fucking time I look back. The entire fucking time I was doing things that I didn't even really want to do. I didn't want to work so much. I didn't want to miss that fucking thing my friends invited me to. I wanted to play piano. I wanted to garden more. I wanted to be in nature more. I wanted to fill in the blank. What are you going to look back on your life and say about it, man? Are you going to look back and say, hey, I lived like a fucking hero. I did the exact thing that I wanted to do every day, and I took charge of my life. Are you going to look back and be proud of that? Or are you going to look back and be like, oh God, I wasted so much time? Makes you think, man. What would my younger self think about this shift? He'd be like, thank fuck, bro. Thank fuck you realized. I think also at the start of this podcast, I did this thing where I'm like, I think it's probably pretty noticeable that I was like probably taking myself too seriously. I didn't really want to like make it known that I was reading off of a thing. But then I just realized that so many podcasts do that. Like, that's so normal. And also, it's my fucking podcast, so fuck it. Anyway, what would my younger self think about this shift? He'd be like, bro, you actually, like, you cracked the fucking code. You lived, like, I'm so proud. I would be so proud of my older self and I'd be like, dude, he's so fucking cool. I think my oldest self and my younger self will both say that. And like, what the fuck else? Like, what the fuck else would we want other than for our younger self and our older self to be like, yo, dude, you're cool. My younger self would be like, holy fuck, he's so fucking ripped. He's so fucking strong. He can do fucking parkour. He can do guitar. He can make games. He can fucking draw pictures. He can fucking play guitar. He can fucking sing. He can fucking do this, that, the other. Fucking boom, 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 boom. He'd be like so proud of me, and he would be listening and hanging on to every single word. I'm not saying anyone else should do that. Fucking live your life. I'm just, yeah. Hope that that's clear. So I guess I'll lead it out now. I'll pull it down to the close. The closing statements that I have, and the question that I have is, what would I say to someone right now that feels torn between pressure and joy? Well, I would say to that person, I would reinstate to that person what I just said about the younger and older self. If your older self was looking back and they couldn't do anything else anymore, they ran out of body stuff, they ran out of body ability, can't walk anymore, can't do anything anymore, or on their deathbed, would they look back and say they're proud of the decisions that you made? That is what I would say to someone that is torn between pressure and joy. Between working your fucking ass off till you feel like you're a milked titty. Or living the life like getting up every day and going to the beach and fucking running in the sand. And accomplishing your dreams, like doing the things that, becoming the artist, or starting the business, or helping the people. Which one would they be more proud of? What do I hope happens for the people that see this? I just hope that you take it on board somewhat and just like do the most for yourself that you can. That's all I want for people from this. And to like and subscribe. No. But yes, like seriously, of course I want that. But no, I want you to take this. The only thing that can bring me any kind of sense of satisfaction is if I can get one person to live a better life. If I can help someone do that, I just turned that into something that was more about me rather than you. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to take from this video your sense of empowerment back. You're feeling like you have agency in your life. You're feeling like you can do what you want, and you should be feeling happy 90% of the time. If not, 100% of the time. If not happy, at peace. At peace. In fact, that's actually what I mean. Happiness is peace. Peace is unshakable. Stop taking advice from people less happy than you. You don't have to be an advice giver. You don't have to give anyone else advice. You don't have to change anyone else. Just stop taking that kind of advice. That's all I've got to say. So, friends who are in the chat right now, if you are still there, I am about to respond to your questions, but I'm going to wrap up the video. I'm going to just say the closing because I will edit this later. So, yes, just so you're aware. I'm not closing the stream. Don't leave yet. I will reply to your questions. So I hope that this brought you some awareness to the patterns, to the things that people have told you in your life that you should be doing. Things that you have told yourself that you should be doing. You should be happy. You should be joyous and at peace. That is the normal state. That is the forever, unshakable, infinite state within you. Behind everything, at all times. And you should be feeling it. You deserve, not even should be, you deserve to be feeling it. Don't you think? Have you not worked hard enough? Have you not sacrificed enough for everyone else? Isn't it time for a bit of self-love? Isn't it time for a bit of fucking, you know what? Today, I just want to fucking sit inside and watch Netflix. You know what? Today I'm going to go outside. I'm just going to sit in the sun. I'm going to fucking drink me coffee. Smoke a ciggy. And that's my last That's all I'm doing today. You know what? Today I'm gonna go down to the beach and I'm gonna fucking take Mary with me, and we're gonna we're gonna go in the water. Don't you think that that sounds nice? Anyway, I'm rambling now. Have a lovely day, and thank you very much for watching. If you got something out of this, consider subscribing. Okay. Let me read my friends. Willow said, "You're cool. Nice hair, brother." Thank you, Willow. Okay. You're gonna get a real close-up view of my fucking head right now, and you're so welcome. Fraser, you said, "I think society is built to run that way, though. You want to have money to buy things, as that's normal." Normal, he said in quotations. Then you get some people that have to be better than others, so it creates competition. True that. And it's just, it's like it really gets you, doesn't it? Willow said, "I am too, and they all suck when I make them." I don't know what you mean. I wanna know what you mean, though. Are you still here, Willow? Thanks for having my back, Fraser, even though I was just on a tangent the whole time. With the seek reminder. You said, "I never really aligned with this type of mentality, but hearing this perspective is very eye-opening and true. I work in a job I hate because it earns a lot of money." Yeah, man, it's sneaky, dude. And especially, if you've worked hard to get into that job, it's like it's even harder for you to make the shift, because the money is so good and it helps you do so many things, and you're just safe, But it's like what's more important, the fucking, you just listen to the whole thing. I'm glad that it was eye-opening for you. But when I think of my legacy, I don't want it to be, "Oh yeah, that guy fixed computers and made games on the side." Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Fraser. Dude, you are just a beam of light in my life. Anyway, um, yeah, I got really serious there, I think. I got really serious in the topic, and I'm not used to reading from a script. It's not a script, it's more like I have some prompt questions. I'll show you. It's like I fucked up this section, so I crossed it all out, but it's just like questions for me to prompt me. And I'm not used to it, so I felt weird doing it. I definitely need to get better at flow. But yeah, it's very scary. I just got offered a new role yesterday. It's an extra 30%. Fuck. But I know I'll hate it, but watch me take it. Dude. Well, okay, tell me. You don't have to tell me how much you're earning, but how? I guess a fun question would be, and this is not. I'm not trying to give you advice right now. I'm just curious. Um, how much of a difference to your life would 30% extra make? Because that's a fucking lot, dude. That's a lot. 30%. That's getting awfully close to 50% increase, which is a lot. Yeah, true. Good for other viewers that wouldn't watch live. Okay, that's good insight. Fraser? I'm curious. While you answer that other question, actually, I'll let you answer the other question, and then I'll ask you. It's a piece of feedback for me. Also, I love that we can do this right now. It makes me so happy. go from 86k to 110k plus super. Fuck, that's so good. But currently I work from home 5 days a week, so I get to take things slow and just enjoy being at home. But this would be in an office managing a team, so yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, dude. Fuck. That is such a hard choice, man. Plus super as well. The ability to buy more. Yeah. I guess that's all that ever really changes, isn't it? Like the more money aspect. Are you saving for a house? Well, I have a few questions. Are you saving for a house? Also, can you try it and then back to the 86k thing, or is it like you do it and you're there? Or do you have to be there for a certain amount of time? You already own your house. Fuck, man, that's mad. Oh, 1.7 million in debt. Fuck. Oh, shit. Fuck's sake, Fraser, that is such a hard choice, man. What is, what's your wife's name again? Steph? Natalie? I don't remember. What does your wife think? Women are smart, man. Isabella, that's right. I don't know where I got either of those two other names from. Was it close? I guess they're kind of like on the same. Did you get... I don't know if you got my question or not. I don't know if it came through. She wants me to do as I please because she earns... Holy fuck. Don't take it. Don't take it, Fraser. Okay, this changes everything. I don't know shit, man. Also, I'm younger than you. Also, I live a very different life to you. And also, I don't have kids and a house to pay off. But, dude. Oh, it's so much more money, though. It is a lot more. Anyway, I trust you'll make the right decision. Yeah, I trust you'll make the right decision. But personally, if I was you, if I was getting more time with my kids instead of 30k, I guess it's like 50k if you include super. I think I would prefer to stay and make the memories with my kids and like solidify all of the potential lessons that they could learn. That's what I would do. But yeah, I don't have kids, and also I don't have a debt like that because that would I would implode if I had a debt like that. But I had another question for you. Oh yeah, that's right. If you could have like the perfect life, okay, I'll answer. Actually, if you could, sorry, Fraser, really quickly before I answer that because that is such a good question. I'm so eager to answer that, but I have to ask you, how much of this podcast felt forced? I need that feedback because I feel like a lot of it was taken very seriously and possibly a bit forced. So it would be useful to know your opinion on that. Really quickly. I guess I'll answer your question. Can you multitask? Can you multitask? Because I will answer while you're typing if you can, but if not, then I will not. Also, this podcast was definitely just very dark. Okay, cool. Um, the perfect life for me, if money isn't a restriction or time. Now, this is kind of okay. This is kind of like a throwaway response, mildly. Not really, mildly. Oh, actually, no. Okay, perfect life. Perfect life. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start with some themes. That burp was killer. Let's start with some themes. Community. Around me would be my children, my wife, my friends, both parents and non-parents, but I'm sure that by then we would probably all be parents. In almost a village setting, because it takes a village to raise a child, as they say. To have people around me close by, same neighborhood or same 10-kilometer radius. Which is funny because I would never, like, a few months back even, I would never emphasize community like that. Lifestyle. What do I do every day? Every day I get up, my kids and I, we embark on some type of journey together. We might work together. Maybe we will do some fun things like go in the bush, like go for a walk in the bush. I can teach them how to do parkour. We can do things together. My wife might come with me, or maybe we, by that stage, would like some space. So maybe I take the kids out in the morning, and maybe she takes them in the afternoon, or some shit like that. We'll figure it out. A wholesome life with my kids, where my work, which is game dev, my work is something that I can come to in the afternoon and do as much of it as I want. Game dev, and maybe like if YouTube is still a thing by then, I will, whatever work I end up doing, whatever work I end up enjoying so much, will be something that I do when I want to do it. I can imagine the games that I'll have made by then. Fucking hell. I will be on a mountain somewhere. My perfect setting is mountain, or like cliff, beach, cliff, house. So cliff, house, beach. Trees all through, trees right nearby. Bush is right there, but cliff, house, trees. Mountainside, quietness, and no neighbors for at least 500 meters. Garden. I could go on and on. Okay, your feedback. I don't think it felt forced at all, but there was a lot I didn't understand. For example, vibrations and all that is a bit out of my league. I guess you're not only targeting your niche. I guess if you're not only targeting your niche, then it's fine. But yeah, okay. Yeah, You and I will have a deeper chat about that when I come up, but that's a very solid point. For the general public, it might be a bit harder to follow, and the general public is most people, but overall not forced at all. That's good, man. Thank you. Fucking good feedback. Honest and solid. Oh, really? Clifton Beach is common in New Zealand. But what's the New Zealand weather like? Is it sunny? How does it compare to Australia? I think I love the morning sun so much. It's good to hear you can visualize the future you'd like. Do you think you're on track to reach those goals? Yeah. I really do think so, Fraser. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to talk about vibrations now. Really quickly, I will summarize it. The higher your vibration, the more likely you are to attract things that you want, that you like, that are good, that are give you a feeling of abundance and peace and joy. The lower your vibration, vice versa. Okay, vibration is essentially like you can almost tell your vibration based on how you feel. If you feel like shit, your vibration is low. If you feel really good and like on top of the world, like how you probably do after like a fat powerlifting session, that is high vibration. North Island is sunny in summer, but mostly rainy in winter. It's similar to how I imagine the southern beaches are around like Sydney. Okay. That sounds pretty fucking perfect to me because I love rain. Fraser, you devil. You know, my mum told me I might have moldy in me as well, so that might be potential for like citizenship. Maybe you can live near me. It's cheap, bruh. You know, I heard Japan's really cheap too. So if it's not New Zealand, it'll be Japan mountaintop. But New Zealand seems closer to home. I mean, it's literally close to home. And also, there's so many things in New Zealand that I love, and lots of like space. I think between, you know, if I was to get a cliff house, seems like there'd be lots of space between them. Holy fuck, that's perfect, man. Dude, your family sounds well off. You sound like you fucking got it together, dude. Oh, dude, you'll get used to it quickly. Japan is amazing. I went when I was 17. I think I also went to New Zealand when I was 17. But, yeah, it's cool, man. The people over there are so lovely, but it is definitely a culture shock. Like, it's very different. Like, the way that people operate over there is very, very different. And the way that, yeah, everything operates, really. In a lot of ways, it's better, but in some ways, it's like, oh, shit. People are committing suicide a lot. But, you know, I did all this talking about me, Fraser. What does your perfect life look like? And if anyone else is still watching into these questions, which would be very cool, what does your ideal life look like? If you're watching this in the future, you should definitely leave that in the comments because I check all the time. Like, I will reply to you and we will have a fat, deep chat in the comment section. I actually saw a clip of Mozentum on your previous stream. When is the next content video? That is such a terrific question, and I am so afraid to answer it because there is, oh god, doing videos on Mozentum. I need to figure out a better way for me to make Mozentum content, I think, because currently I feel when I make big long videos, even like 10 minutes, it takes me so long because I edit them. I edit them a lot, and I can't seem to help myself from doing that. But as to answer your question, soon, it'll have to be before the game dev conference. So next few weeks. It's getting dark again. I'll have to go soon, Fraser. I've also got a phone call I've got to do. I want a little shop. Fraser says, for his dream, I want a little shop / studio where I can build my games either alone or in a small, less than 10 people team. My kid's grown and living their life, and my wife's just happy. Fuck yeah, man. Fraser, you're well on track to doing that, dude. In New Zealand, in the next 10 years. Neighbors? I think that's like so straight to the point and like achievable. You will like I cannot see you not doing that. With your energy, man, like, you know, people like you are a rare spark in this world. You are on a high vibration now, higher than most, I would say, because you seem to be out here supporting people around you and bringing such positivity to the world that I do not see the universe working against you. I do not see why it would work against you. As long as you continue to do what you want, you will achieve that. I believe in you, Fraser. The ever-doubting fear of failure. Yeah, that feeling of failure, that fear of failure is so, like, especially for someone in your position, you and your wife's position, you guys, dude, you're gonna be fine. You're fucking loaded. No, I know. You're sinking all of it into paying off your house, I know, and your children. But yeah, no. I think maybe when I come up, we can have a chat about some deeper things. I won't try to convert you or anything. I'm not out here to do that shit. But maybe I can share with you some of my hippie insights, and it might help you have an easier sense of, or maybe it will help you ease. I mean, actually, no. I should ask you first. Do you find that you're able to ease that sense of fear? I should have asked you that first before I started to tell you that I'll. Yeah. For the Mesentum content, you should do a once a week or something live stream where you just work on it, or we can jump on Discord and jam. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a fucking terrific idea. I need to get over the block of like thinking that I need to show up for an audience when I'm live streaming, or like need to hide my code or some shit like that. I always have that weird thought in my brain. But now that I'm getting used to doing live streams, I think that would be awesome. Once a week, and then it holds me accountable too. I don't think easing that sense of fear has ever been a priority. Listening to your podcast is making me realize it's important. Dude, so you literally, in saying that, you have now completed the purpose of this podcast. So thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, you deserve, dude, especially as a dad who is inevitably going to spread more positivity, um, you don't, like, you shouldn't. Yeah, yeah. You deserve that happiness, boy. Fraser, I'm gonna go. I have to. I have a phone call with someone important in like 14 minutes. But thank you so much for being here, man, and thank you for all of the stuff that you've. Um, thanks for all the chats. Thanks for all the information and the feedback. Like, you are such an invaluable asset in this journey, and I'm so excited for us to continue growing together because I genuinely feel like this is going to be one of those relationships where you start you start down here in the business and you get yourself and then you just know each other, like you're just like you're lifetime pals, maybe. I could see that happening. But yeah, fuck yes, dude, we can be like a duo. That would be sick, Fraser. Yes, please get onto the content. Anyway, much love, man. Much love anyone else watching the podcast. I'll talk to you soon.